I'm recording this because it's the only way I can tell it without stopping. And before anyone says it, no, I'm not asking you to believe in anything. I didn't either. I'm not religious. I'm not spiritual. I'm the type of person who reads the side effects on medicine bottles and thinks anxiety is just poor sleep and caffeine. But there are a few memories that don't fit into logic, and my sister is one of them. This happened last year in the Midwest. A normal neighborhood, normal house, normal family, the kind of place where the worst thing that happens is someone's dog gets out. And the HOA sends angry emails. My sister Lena was the youngest of three, the baby of the family, the one who could get away with anything just by smiling. She was in college finishing her last year. Smart, stubborn, and weirdly superstitious about tiny things. Like she refused to wear white, not I don't like it. I mean, she wouldn't. She said it made her feel empty, like someone could see through her. We laughed about it until her engagement. The guy she was seeing, Evan, was the type who always looked put together. Polite, clean shoes, calm voice. The kind of guy your parents love because he's never loud and never messy. His mother, though, his mother had a way of smiling like she was measuring you, like you were a product. From the very beginning, his mom and sister made it clear they didn't want Lena. Not openly. They were too classy for that, but they did it in small cuts. Backhanded compliments. Oh, you're so independent. Questions that were really accusations. Do you always dress like that? Lena didn't care. She said she was marrying Evan, not his family. She thought it would calm down. It didn't. The engagement party was small. Family, a few friends, finger food, photos, a cheap rented hall because my parents didn't want to spend a fortune on something that's basically a promise. Lena wore dark blue, like always. Halfway through the party, Evan's mother walked in carrying a garment bag like she was delivering a prize. She hugged Lena, one of those hugs where the arms are tight, but the face stays cold. Then she said loud enough for everyone to hear, "I brought you something. Since you never wear it, I thought it was time you started." She unzipped the bag. Inside was a white dress, simple, pretty, the kind you'd wear to an engagement shoot. I saw her fingers clench. Evan's mom leaned in and whispered something in her ear. I didn't hear the words, but I watched Lena's eyes change, like she'd swallowed something sharp. Like, ridiculously small for a party. "Just a little something," she said. She opened it and pulled out a tiny cake, half a pound maybe. Vanilla, white frosting, no writing, no candles. And this is the detail that still makes my stomach twist. Everyone laughed. "Aw." Phones came out. Then she fed her a second bite. Then she closed the box, snapped the lid shut, and took the cake back like it was never meant to be shared. She didn't offer it to anyone else. Not Evan, not my parents, not even herself. Just 2 bites to Lena, and then they left early. My mom mentioned it later in the car. She stared out the window the whole way home. The next morning, she went to campus like nothing happened. 4 days passed, normal. On the 5th day, Lena didn't come home. Her friend called us around 9 p.m. "I think something's wrong. She's not waking up." We drove to her apartment so fast, my dad ran a red light and didn't even notice. When we got there, Lena was on the couch like someone had set her down and forgotten to turn her back on. At the hospital, they ran tests for hours. Blood work, scans, questions. The whole time she lay there with her eyes fluttering like she was dreaming something violent. Then Lena's body arched like someone yanked a wire inside her spine. She seized, like it came from a chest that wasn't hers. Her voice dropped into something that didn't match her face. And she started saying disgusting things, insults that were too specific, too cruel, and said with this satisfied rhythm. And then she said his name. Not doctor, not sir, his actual name, first and last, without looking at his badge. The doctor went pale. He ordered medication, something to sedate her. "She'll sleep." They gave it. "We can't admit her without a clear cause," they said. "Bring her back if it gets worse." That had been there longer than the building. As we passed him, Lena's head snapped toward him. Her eyes focused for the first time in hours, and her face changed. He stepped closer, gently put a hand on my shoulder and said softly, "You need help you don't get from doctors." Then he looked at Lena, and his eyes narrowed like he was listening to something behind her words. Lena spat toward him. The guard whispered something under his breath, not like a prayer, more like a warning. For the first 10 minutes of the drive, Lena stayed limp and half unconscious. And she kept cursing, same words, same tone, without stopping. Not once did she look at us, only the hospital behind us. Like she was furious we took her away from something. At home, things escalated fast. Lena's body would go still, then suddenly tense. Sometimes she'd whisper like she was flirting with the air. Then she'd snap back and speak in a man's voice. "Don't make me stand up." Then she stood up, and I swear to you, she didn't stand like a normal person. She rose like her feet barely touched the floor, like the air decided to help her. My dad grabbed my arm. "Back up." We called a family friend who knew someone experienced. Not a priest, not a pastor, just a man in town people went to when weird things happened. He walked into Lena's room like he'd done it 100 times. Lena was quiet, pretending to sleep. The man looked at her for a long time, then said, "Don't untie her if you value your fingers." Then he stepped close to Lena and spoke quietly, as if negotiating. Lena started laughing in that deep voice. Then her voice switched, bright, feminine, familiar. It sounded like Lena. It said, "Please, help me." Then the voice changed again, male, low, impatient. "Bring meat, fresh." Then it changed to a woman's voice, seductive. "Bring him back to you. I can bring him back. You just do what I say." I looked at my sister's face and realized the expressions didn't match the words. The mouth smiled even when the voice begged. The man left after 2 hours. He said, he promised to return in the morning. That night felt like a year. The kind of things that make your blood run cold because nobody else could possibly know. Matt got angry. "Stop." Matt flew backward and hit the wall. He slid down, stunned. Before we could move, Lena grabbed his other hand. He told my dad, "You need an offering, not for God, for them, to distract them." I asked, "Who is them?" He didn't answer me. He just looked tired. He gave instructions we didn't understand. The kind of instructions that make you feel dirty just hearing them. You just want the nightmare to end. So my dad did it. We brought an animal from a rural farm outside town. That day he did whatever he did. Salt, water, words, rituals that weren't church or scripture. After that, the man refused to continue. He came once more, looked at Lena and said, "This is above me." He told my dad, "Whatever's attached here, it's not playing, and it's not alone." Then he left. My mom cried in the kitchen, holding a package of meat like it was poison. Lena said, perfectly calmly, "I don't know why, it's just what I need." We tried doctors again. They called it trauma, stress, psychosis, conversion disorder. Then she improved. Not fully, but enough. She went back to school. She smiled again. We told ourselves it was over. 2 months later, there was a family barbecue. Someone brought out a cooler. Someone cut meat. The smell hit the air. Lena's face changed. And she asked, casually, "Where's the heart?" Everyone laughed. "What?" Lena repeated it. "The heart, where is it?" My dad said her name sharply. Lena looked at him and smiled, small, private. Then she said, "I want it before it cools." That night, she didn't sleep. She stood in the hallway for hours, staring at the corner near the stairs, whispering like someone was standing there listening. I crept out once and heard her say, "I kept my part. Where's mine?" I asked, "Lena." She turned and looked at me, and in that second, I saw her eyes shift, like the lens wasn't her own. She said in a voice that wasn't hers, "Don't say the wrong name in this house." Then she went back to whispering to the corner. Here's the part that still ruins my sleep. We never found a clean ending. No priest cast it out in a dramatic scene. No dramatic cure. It was more like an infection that learned to hide. Sometimes she was Lena, sometimes she wasn't, and sometimes you couldn't tell where one ended and the other started. Evan broke off the engagement quietly. No explanation, just disappeared. His mother blocked us on everything. His sister deleted her socials, like they never existed, and I don't know what that means. But I know what I saw at that engagement party. A white dress she never wanted. A tiny cake meant only for her. 2 bites, and then the slow collapse of a person who felt like my sister right up until she smiled. In a voice that wasn't hers and demanded raw meat like it was a craving she'd been born with. If you've ever had something happen in your family that you can't explain, something that made you question whether reality is as stable as you think, comment tape. And if you want me to release horror tape 2, the one where Lena finally told me what was standing in the corner, subscribe. Because I've never said this out loud before, but I don't think it ever left.